So speaking of things you don't expect to like, in genres that you don't expect to like, this is one that caught me completely off guard that I didn't expect to be invested in a million years. Um, shallow as I am, sometimes I just saw the cover when I scoured my local manga store one day, and I like I like pretty girls as much as the next guy. So when I saw the front cover of the manga, my dress up darling, as it's called in English, um, I just saw pretty girl, pretty art style. Let's let's take a look. Um, I didn't pick up the manga immediately though. I went for the anime first, and made it one of the shows that I intended to take a look at for January this year. Like I told you in my Blue Lock review, that I intend to watch a lot more anime this year, because I feel I have kind of um, fallen off of it. Um, and so I have watched these two anime parallel with each other, one action and one being a comedy romance, and ended up liking both of them so much so that today, in fact, I went out to buy a couple of volumes of the manga for both of them. Got my dress up darling here, volume 1. I bought volume 2 as well. They didn't have Blue Lock volume 1, much to my dismay, and someone else had apparently come in and bought it half an hour before I got there. And typical me, I walked into the store 5 minutes before closing, but I did manage to get volume 2 and 3. Regardless, that's not why we're here now. Like I said with Blue Lock, an anime about football, and I'm not exactly a sporty guy, let alone a football guy. But as long as there is a good story, I don't care about what the subject matter is. Um, so I gave this one a chance, like I said, and quickly fell in love with it. The story about a loner guy, I can relate. I mean, I do see myself as an outgoing guy once I get the chance to get into conversation with people. But before I go over that threshold, I am quite a bit of a quiet guy, sitting in the corner by myself until someone comes up and, hey, come over and talk to us. And I know you can't always rely on getting an invitation from people. Sometimes you have to take initiative yourself. Anyway, we have this guy Gojo, who has been alone for his entire life, partially because a childhood friend mocked his hobby of Japanese dolls. She was like, "You're weird. Guys don't play with dolls. I don't want to be friends with you anymore." And that experience kind of made him close his heart, for lack of a better word. And so one day he sits in his classroom by himself as usual, thinking about that he wants to engage with his classmates in conversation, but he can't, because he listens to what everyone else is talking about, like anime and video games and stuff like that, and he's like, I have nothing in common with anyone here. And of course he fears that if he brings up his hobby about dolls, then people will either laugh at him or call him out, or both. And then one day he notices Marin, the girl on the front cover I just showed you, and he notices that the two of them are upon first glance from completely different worlds. Like he is this isolated case, and she is this outgoing, happy-go-lucky type who is surrounded by friends all the time, and super energetic and colorful in her appearance, whereas he is very plain, and he is like she's a complete alien to me, and vice versa. And you know how it's easy to you see a pretty girl, it's easy to have the pre-notion that, oh, she must be full of herself and a real self-absorbed asshole. But one of the first thing you hear Marin say before she even engages in conversation with Gojo for the first time is that it's totally uncool to judge someone because of their hobby, um, which which completely takes Gojo by surprise. Not that it makes him engage with her, but he's he's surprised that she has such a good personality. But then anyway, then later we see him at the sewing club. Apparently, no one else likes to sew at the, or is it sew? So whatever. No one else likes to do that at this school apparently. So he finds peace and quiet there. And then of course, this fateful day, she walks in on him, Marin, and of course at first he is mortified that, oh shit, I've been found out. My hobby is out in the light. She is gonna totally wreck me for this point fingers at me and whatnot. But of course, because we have already seen a glimpse of her personality, she falls head over heels for his hobby. Not just his hobby, because she sees this doll that he has brought to school. All of this is in the first episode, by the way, so no real spoilers. And she's like, "Oh my god, this is so freaking cool! Did you make this? Oh my god, it's so amazing! And you can sew as well. That's so cool." You get the idea. And then she lets on that she likes cosplay, and she's like, "Oh my god, you totally have to make this cosplay for me," and kind of strong arms him into agreeing. She doesn't force him. She says that it's totally okay if he doesn't want to, but of course he agrees. Otherwise we wouldn't have a story. And we also see a side of him that we haven't really seen yet. It's only been 30 minutes of not 30 minutes. It's only been half an episode. There's a limit as to how much we can know about him, but we see a side of him where he's really into the details, even to the point that she is amazed even more than she already was. And so the whole first season, admittedly I haven't watched all of it yet. I'm behind 4 episodes, but I figured that I had watched enough that I could give an opinion, and what's call it, and get a grasp on what the show is about, because I thought when I read the back of the manga and the description of the anime, I was like, okay, so this is just gonna be this series about a girl who likes cosplay, and she strong arms this quiet guy into making them for him, and then the whole series is just gonna be her making him make cosplays after cosplay after cosplay. Like, I had this very superficial, very boring idea of what I imagined the show was gonna be like. So call me dense, maybe I'm just like one of those typical anime shonen guys who wouldn't know romance if it stared him into the face, but until a couple episodes in, where they spend more and more time together, of course, and she I don't know if you would call this spoiler, light spoiler maybe, but she begins to fall more and more for him. Um, he like she blushes and oh my god, and am I really falling for this guy? No way. Oh my god, what am I gonna do? And he doesn't really express all of the same feelings. Like, it's not that he doesn't like her, but he is because these two characters are totally in contrast to each other, which is what I love about shows like this, where she's outgoing and he gets embarrassed if a wind blows up that reveals her underwear for just a split second. And by the way, in that way, the show is a bit explicit, like a close up of breasts, and like I said, every now and then you get a shot of someone's underwear, or a not explicit scene, but a scene in what was it, episode 6 or 7, where talk about being at the wrong place at the wrong time. I'm not gonna say any more than that, but someone finds themselves in a situation where you get the idea, but nothing is explicitly shown. And in that way, yes, the show does have explicit explicit implementations, but it's in a very innocent way, kinda, sorta. Like, again, when they are making, when Gojo is tasked with making the first cosplay for Marin, just taking her bust, measuring her bust, he's like, oh my god, I can't do that, it's I can't, I'm sorry. um Whereas, of course, because she's the complete opposite of him, she's like, I mean, she strips in front of him the very first time she is even visiting, and in his bedroom. Like, she holds no bounds whatsoever. She is as carefree as they come. And I'm not gonna lie, I actually thought I would dislike her for that, because again, they talk about cosplay at school, like, will you make this cosplay for me? Sure, why not? Okay, let's meet right here at school next Monday, then we can go over your measurements. And next thing you know, the same Saturday, she knocks on his door, and is like, no way could I wait all the way till Monday, and kind of just lets herself in and goes up the stairs, walks into his bedroom without asking. And at that moment, I was like, am I gonna hate this character because she's so rude and just barges in everywhere she likes? But in a strange way, although that didn't give me the best first impression, her personality overall, the way she's very modest, and apologizes if she does something that maybe wasn't so right, or like, she's not a bad person, she just tries to make Gojo open up a little. Like, there's this scene, also in the first episode, I believe, where she sits on his futon that has been packed away, and he's like, no, you can't sit there, it's too dirty, let me give you a chair, I insist. And she won't move, and then she looks at him with this usually she is all over the place, happy go lucky. Let's go to the beach, yay! But then she looks at him with these dark eyes, like, you know, if looks could kill almost, and she's like, Gojo, relax. Like, she wants what's best for him, kinda. Tries to she's trying to take this shot in of a person and open him up to the world. And I really like that about her. Again, normally I hate these exaggerated, all over the place, hyperactive kind of characters. But with Marin, they make it work somehow. They manage to create a character who is overgeared and over the top, but she is lovable in so many ways. Like, I wish I knew her in real life, and that's also why it is so amazing to see their relationship bloom throughout the episodes, and see how Gojo slowly opens up and discovers more of the world, because again, he has been a shut-in, not a shut-in, but emotionally he has been a shut-in most of his life. So a lot of the things that she invites him to do are completely new, because he has the idea that, okay, after I help her with the cosplay, we are gonna go our separate ways. It was nice knowing ya, bye bye. But like, she's not done with him. Like, not only does she want him to make more cosplays for her, again, not in a you have to, I got something on you kind of way, but she wants this relationship to keep going, and legitimately wants to be with him. So it's a very, very sweet romance story between two characters from literally opposite worlds. And I never expected in a million years that I would that I would read or watch a show like this. Not that I'm I'm not against romance or anything. I like it in in your typical action or adventure series, where if the main character has a love interest, then I want to see them get together. In Naruto, I was happy that that Naruto and Hinata, spoiler alert, finally got each other at the end, even though that series wasn't romance focused. But other than romance mixed in with action, I don't really watch or read that much pure romance. But it's great to try something new, if every once in a while. Like, when I read at the front of the cover, like, parental advisory, explicit content, I was like, whoa. But again, I have watched the anime ahead of purchasing the manga, and know that yes, it does get a little it does get a little explicit at times, but never in a sexual way. It's not a porn, it's not a hentai. It's completely innocent in that way. It's just two high schoolers slowly falling in love with each other through I was about to say a shared hobby, but she likes cosplay. He's good at handcrafting, and because he is so thorough, he indulges in many of the things that she shows him. Like, the first cosplay he makes for her, he's like, hey, can I borrow she tells him about it, like, this adult video game that this character comes from. And even though when she explains it to him, he almost has a nosebleed, he's like, can you perhaps lend me the games? I would like to study them, and in in any other media, this would just be an excuse for the guy to sit at home and be like, and in many other manga, typical, if a girl catches a guy accidentally being perverted, like accidentally sneaking a peek. You have I suppose maybe you have seen Love Hina, where the guy constantly finds himself in trouble and gets smacked around by the girls because he's just at the wrong place at the wrong time, and oh my god, you pervert. None of that here, at least as far as I have watched. Um, both of them get into not uncomfortable but embarrassing situations at time, but they pull each other back up. They allow each other to be like this, like oh my god, you're totally blushing. That's so cute. So not there are none of those not stereotypes, but these cliches that I absolutely hate. Like, why is it always the boy who gets smacked around all the time? Why is it never the girls? Okay, oh, because only boys can be perverts, huh? But no, they they legitimately work off of each other. And when he asks her, "Can I borrow these games?" she's like, "Sure, go ahead." And then he plays them. He takes notes, and his grandpa is a little kind of huh, but he eventually also learns the truth. That sounds super sketchy, but because he's not used to his grandson making anything but dolls. So when he suddenly plays these perverted games to take notes, and he's like, "What is going on here?" But he is eventually told. Gojo comes straight. He's straight with him and says, "That's because I finally made a friend at school, and she's into this, and I'm making this costume for her." And he's like, "Oh, cool, great that you have friends." So they are not making a fuss about these things. It's in that way, it's very grounded. Okay, so some of their reactions are not, but the story itself is in that way. And my point was more so that like he says early on that I don't play a lot of games, or I don't watch a lot of anime, but because he insists on going in so much detail with the costumes he crafts, she borrows him the source material, whether it be anime or video games, and that in turn also opens up a whole new world to him. So not only does Marin open up a new world to him, but all of the source material he consumes to make these perfect cosplays do the same. All while, again, their relationship grows and blossoms, and as the hopeless romantic that I am, blame my mom. I I love it. I love every minute of it. And I'm excited to see where it's going. Again, not finished with the first season yet, but I I just I just couldn't wait any longer to make this video and tell you guys what I like, what I liked about it. And even then, I kind of find it hard to put it into words. There's also this girl in a later episode that where she's kind of gloomy and almost the straight opposite of Marin, but then the two have a talk, and then she too eventually, you know, opens up, kinda in typical shonen fashion, like the main character gives a pep talk, and then all of a sudden the other person sees the world in a whole new light. But yeah, just like with Blue Lock, I know I'm repeating myself. It's something I never thought I would. It's something I never thought I would read, but I'm really glad I did. It has broadened my horizons as well. When you find something that you really like, and also like Blue Lock, this is another thing I talked about in that video, that it's very rare that I find a manga or an anime that I don't like. Like if I look at a cover and I'm like, that one looks good, then 9 times out of 10 I do end up liking it. If I end up not liking something, not to pull anyone down, but then it's usually because it's something others have recommended me. Like a friend a couple of years ago, she recommended me what was it, Dramatical Murder, and maybe I just didn't get it, but I didn't like it. Not saying it was horrible, but it was just not what, judging from what I thought would be the focus and the premise in the first episode. It just didn't turn out the way I thought it would. But this video is not about that. It's just an example that when I personally pick something, then I usually hit the nail, even when it's something that I only pick up because it has a cute girl on the cover. I don't know how I do it. So my dress up darling, if you are anything like me, if you like a cute, innocent, although sorta explicit at times, or hinted at anyway, love story, starring two characters from opposite ends of the spectrum who work fantastically together, then 100% check this one out. The first season is 12 episodes long, with a second season confirmed last year, meaning I have no idea when that will air. And as for the manga, I'm not really sure how long it is yet, but I imagine no, I'm not even gonna fathom a guess. As opposed to manga like My Hero Academia and Naruto and these long running shonen stories, I have no idea how long romance manga usually runs. 12 volumes, 15 volumes, I have no idea. But what I do know is that I'm in this for the long run with Blue Lock and with my dress up darling, and there is another anime that I've had my eyes set on, that is gonna probably be the next one I review. And I hope that from what I have seen, I think I will like it, and I hope that I'll like it, so that I can tell you guys that I like it. But with all that said, thank you so much for watching once again. I hope that you enjoyed my rambling once again through these chaotic unscripted videos, where I just try to keep talking and just spit out the first thing that comes to mind, and hope that what I'm saying now gives me an idea of what I want to talk afterwards, so that I don't stay silent for longer than a couple of of seconds. So yeah, like, subscribe if you want. by any means comment if you have you watched the show or read the manga. What do you think about it? Are you a newbie like me, or have you watched a ton of animated romances, and you either like this one, or you're like, oh, I've seen this a million times before, it's nothing revolutionary. Like, there are many shows and video games for that matter where because maybe I haven't played or watched anything of that genre before. So to me, I haven't seen any of the tropes done yet. So to me, it's the best thing ever. Oh my god, revolutionary! And behind me sits 10 people who have watched a million of the same and are like, nah, not impressed. Done before. Like, to go on a quick side tangent, I haven't played a lot of Mario games since 64 actually, because I've played a lot of other stuff. So I picked up Mario 3D Land for the 3DS. Even got it signed by Charles Martinet himself when he guested this Danish convention. Is that already 10 years ago? I'm not sure, but I loved that game because it had a lot of new and creative ideas, and of course to me they were new because I hadn't played a Mario games since 64. But every single review I have seen of 3D Land is well, it's not a bad game, but it's all been done before in previous Mario games. It's this game is the definition of playing it safe and only doing what you already know you're good at. Because they had played them, I hadn't. To me, it was new. To me, it was revolutionary. Not revolutionary, but you get my point. So going back to the anime, my dress up darling. Don't know why I had to look at the cover to remember the name. I loved it, and I hope that you'll share your opinions. So yeah, till next time. See ya.